This to me is all moving towards something even bigger, right? Like the next era of how we connect to people.
Pour mieux saisir le phénomène, il a fallu que j'y participe. C'est en étant actif sur Twitch pendant presque 4 ans que j'ai pu mieux comprendre les interactions, mais surtout le langage unique des utilisateurs. La communauté Twitch parle en langage codé. Elle communique avec des emotes, un véritable langage graphique. On les utilise pour exprimer des émotions, décrire des situations, mais aussi pour souligner des moments marquants. Finalement, c'est un peu comme des mimes.
It does seem kind of dismissing to just say it's video and it's chat. That chat is a lot more than just a text box that takes everyone's input and puts it in. People will write books about this chat in the future because of the way that it's created new language, because of the way that it's changed how we communicate, the way that it's allowed us to deepen relationships with a video moving object. You know, things like emoticons, things like subscriber emoticons, things like just sort of very clever memes and interesting ways that people have learned to communicate using kind of their own evolved language. This chat lives and breathes as its own thing.
Le chat, c'est le lien fondamental entre les streamers et les viewers. C'est vraiment là que se créent les relations entre les membres d'une communauté. Le streaming de jeux vidéo, c'est plus que de regarder une vidéo accompagnée d'un chat. On peut carrément comparer ça à jouer en groupe dans un salon. La seule différence ici, c'est que le salon, c'est le monde entier.
What I want my stream to feel like whenever I do it is I want it to feel like we're in a party and I'm just being greedy and I don't want to give you the second controller. Oh, I want to be the only one playing video games, but we're all hanging out. You can go grab a drink over there and you'll come back and I'm still here.
Booby, what are you doing? Come back here.
You know, the amazing thing about Twitch is, compared to like movies or sports, that you have a back channel. You can say something in chat, and if it's not like Lyric or Soda Poppin', or even with those guys to an extent, people will answer. And the streamer will answer. And that's so much worth.
If I'm sitting here and you're doing something in a game and I ask you something about it, you respond right away, that's like that instant gratification that I am here, you recognize who I am as a person, and that means the world to a lot of people that are very antisocial or just can't talk to even like another human being because they're just closed off. And then you have the people that are really, really social that really just enjoy having that constant, attention. So you're feeding both, both spectrums here. And then you have the people that are in the middle that's just there, which is great.
Il y a quand même plusieurs types de viewers sur Twitch. Il y en a qui sont parce que le jeu est populaire, puis ils checkent là, puis tu sais. Puis t'en as que tu vas accrocher, puis ils sont là parce qu'ils aiment l'atmosphère, ils aiment le channel, puis le jeu est après. Moi, ma communauté, comment je l'ai bâtie, je suis très proche des gens. Puis je sais que tous les streamers dans tout l'univers, ils disent on est tous proches de ma communauté. La plupart de mes gens qui me regardent, là, des abonnés des gens qui sont abonnés depuis longtemps, là, je connais leur nom, je sais leur situation, je sais s'ils sont mariés, je sais s'ils ont des enfants. C'est un peu comme le village d'Astérix et Obélix. On est une gang d'irrésistibles de personnes sur Internet.
Twitch and streamers tend to, attract people who are looking for places to belong. That also attracts people who might be troubled and might be looking for a place to escape. And in a lot of cases, we might, as streamers, sort of be accepting these things unwillingly, right? Because we are opening up our world to anyone who wants to come in and be a part of that. And it's not an easy thing to deal with. Like, I've gotten some pretty heavy messages before, for whether it is people who have been, sick with terminal cancer to, younger kids who are bullied and who have had thoughts about suicide. Like, I'm not trained to deal with that, but you know what? Like, it makes me feel really amazing that the work I've done has had an effect on someone enough that they would reach out to me and share this with me.
Because it's really kind of like a one-way thing, and because I wouldn't say it's a one-way thing because it's so back and forth, and I can be very interactive with streamers when I'm the chatter, but it's very hard to be friends with 100 people at a time and have a connection when you're live with 100 people at a time. That's why I'm always like, man, I've open DMs on all my social media. It's like, man, hit me up anytime and I'll answer you. And I do. I answer everybody, even the hate mail, even the death threats. Like I answer. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, sure.
Les streamers s'exposent autant à l'indifférence qu'à la gloire, et autant aux critiques qu'aux menaces. Quand on y pense, c'est relativement risqué d'évoluer dans un monde qu'on construit en avançant, dans un espace public où les règles, régies par la communauté, ont des contours pas mal flous. Mais comme partout en ligne, surtout sur les réseaux sociaux, les dérapages sont inévitables. On y constate là toutes les nuances, du plus charmant au plus toxique des trolls.
I think everybody has trolls in their chats from time to time. It's an unavoidable thing. If a stand-up comedian came up to you and said, "Oh, I've never had a heckler," he's either lying or he's never done or hasn't done much stand-up at all. Everybody gets trolls. I love trolls to a point.
There was a guy who came in, it was the first line he ever typed in my chat. It was, "Yo, dude, you look like a fucking cancer-riddled monkey." In that moment, I was actually devastated. I was heartbroken. That was so cruel.
J'ai toujours été un gros gars, tu sais, puis au primaire puis au secondaire, le gros, puis tu sais, des dizaines et des dizaines de batailles avec les jeunes plus loin. Ça a toujours resté, puis tu sais, même au début, quand j'ai commencé à streamer, je ne fumais pas de canne, tu sais, que la première chose que je vois, c'est « Hey, gros! » Mais à cette heure, ça me dérange plus ben, puis honnêtement, ça dérange mon chat plus que ça me dérange moi. Puis des fois, c'est drôle parce que mon chat sont quasiment, là, bien agressifs. Je suis OK, c'est correct, mais je suis gros, tu sais.
What I found early on was I had to find a way to deal with all of the assholes on the internet. I didn't like just ignoring them. I didn't like just, timing somebody out and, pretending like that person hadn't just said that. I liked to kind of go over the top in terms of like how I would react to them. I'm much more comfortable, just timing somebody out who is saying some dumb negative thing. Not every troll needs all the attention, because that's one thing that I found is like a lot of people, that's all they're doing is they want the attention.
This space is oversaturated. You really have to like shine through. How do you do that? It's not by calling someone else trash, because I feel like that's just a reflection of who you are at that point.
As a streamer for myself, the way I would handle trolls or negativity is just banning or, timing out or having really good moderators to understand what I'm looking for in my chat and my type of rules that I have. I like having my chat as a safe place, a place that people can go to and know that there is not going to be any type of harassment or anything like that.
Une fois, tu prends quelqu'un et tu lui mets 5 minutes, dans la gueule, où là, les gens ils comprennent, ok, cette personne-là, elle a des arguments, elle sait répondre, et si j'y vais, j'ai intérêt à être bien préparé parce que sinon elle va me déchirer. Je pense que c'est comme ça qu'on gère les trolls.
Pour se tailler une place dans l'univers du streaming, il faut se construire un bouclier anti-troll très efficace. Les obstacles atteignent un deuxième niveau de difficulté lorsqu'on est une femme. Le sexisme et la misogynie polluent le streaming, tout comme le reste du web. Les streamers à qui j'ai parlé trouvent ça épuisant, mais parviennent tous, malgré tout, à garder la tête au-dessus de la pollution.
A lot of people think that it's easier being a female in this industry. It really isn't. It's easier to get people to click on your stream and maybe like check you out, but having them sit there and like respect you and who you do, you have to do so much more than just a guy who's playing video games. Oh, this guy seems pretty cool. I might stick around. That is the only convincing a person will need when it comes to a male streamer. Female streamers, they have to sit there and think, well, she seems okay, but is she good at the game? Okay, she's pretty good at the game, but is she using too much cleavage? And then like you have to go through that questionnaire, and it sucks.
the guys that get angry about it, I think they just don't understand, like, it's annoying, it's tiring. Like, words are just words, but when you just hear it constantly, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, anytime if no matter what game I play, no matter what game, from COD to LOL to Kitty Hello Island Adventures, if I speak in that lobby, there is some male in there that's gonna call me a whore, that's gonna call me fat, that's gonna say, what's the favorite? Sandwich in the kitchen? You know, like, I don't take them seriously. It doesn't hurt or injure me, but it just, after a while, it's like a fly, you know, that you're constantly hearing, and you're just like, can I just squash you? Can you just go away? You're being annoying.
You'll see negative and positivities on both sides of the fence, you know. Males have different set of expectations, so do females. Being a female with other females who choose to run their business differently is hard because their influence is so strong. So people come into my channel expecting one thing, and you know, when I'm wearing sweatshirts and playing hardcore shooter games and cursing up a storm, it's not necessarily the image that they're expecting.
Oh.
I don't know how to answer this question without being like super feminist.
Voilà, on est passé, regardez, avec délicatesse. Par rapport au girl power, moi j'ai un avis qui est assez tranché, c'est-à-dire que je pars du principe déjà que en tant que fille dans le gaming, trop imposer ce côté girl à fond, ça dessert la cause, c'est-à-dire qu'on va se marginaliser parce qu'on va mettre en avant le côté qu'on est une femme et qu'on veut s'intégrer au truc tout en se mettant de côté parce qu'on est là, ouais, on est des filles, on est trop fort. Enfin, pour moi, c'est complètement paradoxal. Là où il doit exister, c'est par contre en se soutenant les unes les autres, en s'aidant, en s'entraidant, sans partir justement dans ce côté trop féministe à fond. Moi, je suis juste une gameuse qui joue et c'est tout, quoi. Il n'y a rien de plus.
There aren't as many female streamers compared to men, but I would say to not let stats get the best of you. Don't focus on anything other than yourself. Worry about yourself, your channel, your personal growth, and that at the end of the day should be what matters. Focus on your community. There's always going to be critics. You're always going to have someone who has something to say about you. And at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. It's about what your main focus is, and your main focus as a streamer should be building your community and just being the best overall entertainer that you could possibly be.